everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So I'm working on this long whip. I've had this for over a month, if not 2 months now. Now the reason that I'm doing this video is because you can see at the start that I destroyed the back of this page because I did watercolour on the other side and I used a lot of watercolour. I believe I did video that one, but because of the way that I do it and the technique that I do, I 9 times out of 10 get water all over the page behind it, even on the opposite page. But I just wanted to show how I bring the page back to life. I save it, it's not wasted. So I'm going in here with, and I always forget the name of it, and I'm just looking in my drawer now. It's the blue, it's a liquid masking fluid that I use, and I've just let that completely dry. And I'm going over the whole thing with just plain water, just clean water. And you'll have to forgive me, but this is filmed over 2-3 sit-down sessions, so I don't specifically remember every single medium that I've used, but I can see there that I've used the Daniel Smith watercolours. And I'm having a good guess that I would have let this dry in between layers. But from what I remember, I did finish this page off today. Some of the bits of paper did start pilling, so I did go over the top with the water, but I pulled it off in the end. So I'll just leave you to listen to the music just for a little bit, and then I'll come back in when I'm using a different medium. So yeah, I thought that I would have used the heat gun for this one because I've done a lot of layers, and the paints that I'm using now would be the Winsor & Newton Pro watercolours. These ones are really nice. I think I spoke about them on my last video on my live stream, that even though I've got the Daniel Smith, I do prefer the Winsor & Newton ones, and they are a lot cheaper. I do really like them watercolours. Now this is where I started having my issues with the masking fluid eraser. I think I was being a little bit too rough and the paper wasn't 100% dry, so as I was peeling it off, it's not as zoomed in as it probably should be for you to see. But I think it's probably better off that you don't see. There is a couple of bits that do get pulled off, like the liners and stuff. Oh, there you go, I zoom in, see. I filmed this a good few weeks ago. You can usually tell by my nails how long ago it was. But yeah, I probably shouldn't have used that eraser. I probably should have just used my finger lightly and gently to stop the peeling. It's happened there it is. But I cover it up with pencil and paint as well, so no worries. So in the last little bit that you saw, I was just using the same watercolour paints just to pop colour down on the page, just to get rid of the white of that paper. No real reason other than that, because I didn't do any shading or anything like that. But I'm going in with Prismacolor now, and again I had issues because the paper was not behaving. But it just goes to show that even a page like that, you can work with it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be perfect. And I say this all the time. It's a piece of paper. At the end of the day, it's a book. Don't get upset if it goes wrong. 9 times out of 10, you can usually fix the problem. Now this is today's sit down session, and today I actually finished it off, and I used the Derwent Chroma Flow. Now I'm still testing these pencils, I'm still testing them. They tend to break a lot on me, more than Prismas I want to say, but I'm quite heavy handed when it comes to colour pencils, which is strange because I'll use polychromos and be really light handed and do the layers and stuff. So yeah, anyway, so I'm just doing just a basic shadow here, nothing special, nothing spectacular, just adding a bit of shadow. And I think I do that with the little acorns as well, and add a little bit of shadowing on the bug and the berries, just a little bit. this white ink slash acrylic that I'm using is the Dr. P.H. Martins. Now I tend to always call this Dr. Phil. Don't know why. First time that I saw it I was calling it Dr. Phil. So I think that's the name that it's going to have from now on. But I just wanted to use this because it was quicker than using a white gel pen. And I knew that if I used a white gel pen over them really dark mushrooms, it would have took probably 2 or 3 layers. So I've got away with it just with this one medium, and it was pretty quick. These watercolour paints are the Renaissance watercolour paints. I have shared these on the channel before, I think. And I'm just adding a little bit of glisten just to the top. And then I will go around the border, it's not a border, the frame of the bug in a lovely green colour. I think it's called Emerald. There we go. See, I'm going in and doing it now. See, I did remember that bit, but I should have done because I only did it an hour ago. These are really, really beautiful paints. Really, really beautiful. I will link these down below if they're still for sale. I think the shop was on a break, I think, when I last checked. I think she might have been on the holidays. But if I can find this paint set, I will link it. And I'm just using the excess of the green just because I don't want to waste it. And then the gel pen. The gel pen is the Pentel Hybrid Dual Metallic. There's a purple, a blue, a silver, and then I'm using the Sakura Jelly Roll Glaze pen in black. And I think that's probably it, I think. So yeah, that's how I have managed to save this page. I've added a lot of watercolour again, a lot of watercolour. I'll have to try it with a different medium. Find a page that I've destroyed the back of because I'm sure that there's plenty of them. Well, look at that glisten. I love that paint, absolutely love it. But thank you so much for watching. Please do subscribe if you're new, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!